hate this guy.
Oh, hey, what's going on? How you doing, sir? I got another package for you. Sir, no, you can call me Jim. Jim? My name is Jim. Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. No worries. It's my pleasure, sir. What a nice guy. What's going on, Geminites? Gem Mint here with another statue unboxing and review. This time we have Darth Maul from Star Wars as part of Sideshow's Mythos line. Got a huge gash in this box. We're going to have to talk to Jim next time he comes to be more careful. But before we jump into this review, make sure you hit that subscribe. We're giving away a Batman Killing Joke CGC 9.8 once we hit 110,000 subscribers. So if you stay tuned until the end of the video, I'll tell you what you got to do to enter. But for now, let's go ahead and get this guy out of the box. All right, we're going to lift up the lid here. And as you can see, all of the pieces wrapped in plastic. Taking off the plastic, we'll look at the base first. So this is number 406 out of 4,500. There's only one version that comes with 2 head sculpts. And here is the base. You can see it's Emperor Palpatine himself, a statue that looks pretty damaged. It's got a brown grayish paint job to it, but you could also see little hints of orange here, almost like a rust look. A lot of good details in the sculpt here. Here we go, Darth Maul's body. You can see the cybernetic bottom half. Look at the details here. So intricate with the sculpt. You can see the toes, the muscles. Looks great. And then you have his top half of his torso, his still flesh and bone part. And you can see all the different muscle details in there, the paint details. He has the Zabrak markings all over his body. Looks really well done. Clean lines. Nice deep red, good shadowing. Moving over to his right hand, so you have the wraps. You can see his hand, same paint style as his body. The fingers are almost like a bracing, grabbing type of position. And it looks really good. That came right off. Of course, we have his left hand holding the dual lightsaber. Look at the details here. So you have the energy blast look. You have all the little intricate details in the actual handle. And look how long this piece is, man. This thing is huge. Flipping it around to the other side. You can see where he's holding it here. It looks great, guys. And then, of course, we have the first head sculpt. More of a traditional Darth Maul look. He's got the shorter horns. He's still got an angry face, though. He's gritting his teeth. And there's a lot of detail in the paint job here. Look at the teeth, look like dark brown and dirty. His eyes look menacing. Goes the top of his dome. And the back here, his ears. The second portrait, the Rage portrait, man, he's got those long horns, almost looks like it's forming a crown. He's got more of a screaming expression on his face. He looks pissed off. He's got rage in his eyes. Very well done here with this head sculpt. Looks awesome. Lastly, we have part of his cloak, the bottom half of his body that has fabric. Now, at first glance, it looks like it's all black, but you'll notice towards the bottom, it's weathering. It's got a little bit of a brown highlight to it. And the sculpted detail on these pieces looks great, too. We'll look at that once it's assembled. But here's the second piece, which is a little bit smaller. That's going to go on his left side. And then finally, we have the last and smallest piece, more of like a loincloth type of look. And this is going to go on the front. You can see the sculpted in details to make it look like fabric, but there is no mixed media on this piece. All right, base is on the table. We're going to key Darth Maul into that keyhole right there. Here is the key and the peg. Now this one, you got to kind of wiggle it a little bit to find that right angle. So after a little bit of work, we'll get Darth Maul in there. And I wanted to put a little bit of pressure on it just to make sure it was all the way flush. There we go. We're going to start putting his cloak on, so that'll go on his back. Fits in really nice and easy with a magnet. Then on his left side, the second largest piece, we'll put that in next. All right, so that looks good. And then finally, the front piece. So he's really starting to come together now. Let's go ahead and put his right hand in here. That'll just magnetize in as well. And then, of course, his left hand with the lightsaber. Boom. Man, that adds so much presence to this guy. Let's try to do the first head sculpt, a more regular looking Darth Maul, which still looks very angry. Awesome. I love how it fits on that fabric around his neck, but switching it out, now he's angrier with that second portrait. I don't know which one I like better. This guy stands 26 inches tall. He retails for $610. This piece was designed and sculpted by the great Chutrick brothers once again. David Ego on the design as well, Adam Smith for the mold and cast, Casey Love with the paint, which the factories used to replicate. And then you had the Sideshow design and development team on this as well. I cannot stress enough how much I'm digging the dynamic pose on this piece. It looks amazing. I'm really digging the entire Star Wars Mythos line by Sideshow. And Darth Maul has got to be one of the coolest. Let's take a look at the base. So you have this rocky base. It's a statue of Emperor Palpatine or Darth Sidious. And I love how Darth Maul is launching himself off of this statue, and you can see the explosion of rocks coming from the base. It's conveying how much force he's using to jump off, and I think that's great attention to detail. It really helps with the movement of the piece. Moving around to the back, you can see Darth Sidious statue. It's weathered, it's got cracks in it. It's a brown statue, but it has like little hints of orange rust on it. The sculpt on the statue looks great. Again, those rocks exploding from all angles. And then you look at Darth Maul himself, and you can see his pants or his kilt or his skirt, whatever you want to call it, flapping in the wind. It's giving you that illusion of movement, and it just looks really, really good. And you can see the fabric moving with the motion as well. Just really good attention to detail, and it's really what makes this piece look so dynamic. Now, I love his cybernetic bottom half. So after the events of the Phantom Menace, where he was cut in half by Obi-Wan Kenobi, he was later given these cybernetic legs in Star Wars The Clone Wars. It gives me like a Terminator vibe. There's so much detail going on in the sculpt of the cybernetic legs. You could see all the joints, the inner workings, what would be the calves and the thighs. And it has this dull metallic looking paint job that looks awesome. Moving along to his waist, you can see the belt buckles that are holding the fabric down. Got the buckles on the right, going around the entire waist. And then you have his torso. One of the coolest things from Star Wars. That's why he's such a dope villain. He's got this red and black skin, this war paint, if you will, that looks really good. You can see the musculature underneath it, his obliques on the side. You could even see the veins in his biceps. Going into his wraps, just like Asajj Ventress, the same type of sculpted in detail that makes it look like fabric when it's polystone and resin. He's got the detail on his hands, but of course his left hand with the dual lightsaber, one of the coolest weapons in all of Star Wars. So much detail into the lightsaber itself. Then of course you have the energy blast. Again, they took the liberty and modernized this line a little bit so you can see the energy coming out. So it didn't just look like a long clear piece of resin. It looks like a blast of energy. They even sculpted the little hook where this would hook onto his body. And then you got the head sculpts. The portraits are amazing. Again, a little bit of a smaller scale. It's 1/5 scale, so it's not like a premium format, a quarter scale piece. So the head sculpts are a little smaller. Now, when you're looking at this piece in person, it doesn't really look like a smaller piece. But when you stack it next to a quarter scale, you can kind of tell the scale difference. But so much detail in that portrait. He's got an angry look on his face. You can see his eyes with the yellow and red, got the black pupils, and the teeth with those dirty brown looking teeth. Just that rage expression on his face with those elongated horns and that crazy look in his eye. So happy to add this to my growing Star Wars Mythos collection. Let me know what you think about Darth Maul in the comments down below. And like I said, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we're giving away this Batman Killing Joke CGC 9.8 once we hit 110,000 subscribers. All you got to do is subscribe and comment on this video and any video where I promoted this giveaway. Once we hit the milestone, I'm going to go live and pick a random video and use a random YouTube comment generator to draw a worldwide winner. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, but don't go anywhere. Check out my other statue unboxing and reviews and stay minty fresh. Peace.